What's good? What's good? What's good? SAFL. Adam, man. Adam. What a week of football this week. Had a lot of issues, some crazy games that you happen to be a part of some of them. Man, I seen some of the best football played. I seen some of the worst football played. I seen some of the most childish things happen on the field this week. I think I seen a little bit of everything this week. What's good, Adam?
I couldn't have summed it up better myself. It's that time of year where those things happen. I said it in the podcast before, and turns out I was even guilty of some of it. So a lot to talk about.
I guess tempers flare and it's cuz got to be cuz we're getting close to playoff time. All right, listen, I'm going to send the link in the chat. I'm going to give you guys some time to get in here. Whoever wants to get in here, somebody just ask for the link. Just give me 2 seconds, guys.
Yeah, I mean, I will say this, Rob, while you're doing that. As much as I am trying to be a good commissioner, I must say when I'm on the field, I forget about all of that. And I gotta
That's how
catch
it
my
goes.
and I gotta remind myself sometimes. Um, we'll get into it a little bit, but yeah, it's certainly hard to balance the two every now and then.
All right, guys, I'm trying to hold on. I'm getting the link right now.
Some IT issues.
Yeah, well, I'm trying to get it. I have the link is actually in the chat because it's always the same link, guys. Like it's just to go to oh, I got it. There we go. I'm just gonna re-forward the link. There we go. All right. So we good. Yeah. So all right, we get there are two people in here. So where you want to start, Adam, man? Where do you want to start? Because I think you know what? Like I think we should follow the pattern what we've been doing. We save the big division for last, which is D2. As you guys know, D2 is our largest division with the most parity. So we'll save it for last. Um, all right, let's go down here. All right. So these are the scores for our D1 games this week that just passed. Just for the record, we don't have the schedule out yet for this week because there's some tweaks that have to be made, trying to fit in some games, all that type of stuff. So Adam's been working hard all week trying to get it done, but maybe a game time decision type of deal. But whatever it is, we'll get it out as soon as possible. All right. So Browns CK 40-27. I didn't get to see any of that. I think I was refereeing on the opposite field. I got the gist that we're not gonna see these two full teams go at it in good weather with all their players until I think they meet in the championship because that's who I have in the finals for this division. So missing a lot of guys, missing Cal. I think CK was missing Cal. Browns were missing Will. So I don't know. So we got two matchups and undermanned, not the full teams. One and they split 1-1. What you think, Adam?
Yeah. So as you mentioned, there were some emotions. This game kicked it right off. We had two ejections. So um, obviously Cobra Kai was undermanned. I think the Browns might have been undermanned too. But I've sort of been saying all year that the Browns are probably the most talented roster in this division. So I think they showed that this week. Um, Obviously overshadowed by some of the other non-football related shenanigans you want to call it. But
Mm-hmm.
hats off to the Browns. They beat a good team, but I think these games are going to be neck and neck for a while. This year in the playoffs is probably going to be no different.
Gotcha. So I heard a little bit of what happened in this game. To me, it sounded like DJ was doing DJ things. And the speed he comes with, there's literally on a post, there's no defending him. He's gonna open up space. He's just that fast, so
For
uh
our game,
mhm.
besides a quarterback, DJ is probably the most impactful player that I've seen in our league, at least that I've seen. There have probably been some people here before, but just consistent when he's on the field, he's doing it.
He makes the Browns a different team when he's there.
He
You
makes
can
every team.
noticeably see. Well, every team he's on, he makes a difference. But this year, if you watch the Browns without him and you see the Browns with him, defensively, it's night and day.
Well, that's what I'm saying. I think just for the way we play football,
Mm-hmm.
he's one of the prototypical players that you want. He's
Absolutely.
just dynamic. I mean, even when the Assassins played the Browns a few weeks back, we were tied with them until he got there, and then they blew us out of the water because he just changed the dynamic. So
Yeah.
he's been a teammate of mine. He's a great teammate. Even he's a great player too. So it doesn't surprise me to hear that about him.
Yeah. And for you guys that are getting tossed out of these games and all of that, can we get it together? Like we're all adults. It's an adult league. Keep it football. You know what I mean? Like all the extra stuff is unnecessary. You hurt your team, you get thrown out, you get suspended for some games, so you hurt your team the next week after that too. So we got to do better with that. All right. Gators Assassins. I think we both were. Well, you're with that the Assassins
Yeah,
players.
yeah.
So
I played and you refed.
yeah.
Our defense sucks, man. We look. We have yet to have a full roster, and you see it in our record. I can't say what we are because I don't know what we are. We're just a bunch of talented guys who haven't played together yet. So the Gators picked us apart defensively. I think offensively we're starting to come together with Jay, but we need our horses there. Until we have that, I don't know what we are.
The best ability is availability. You
Absolutely.
had one guy out there that's a stud. I'm not even sure of his name. I know my nephew knows him from I think high school.
Errol and Sean, they're both rock stars.
Yes. Both of them were playing
Yeah,
amazing. If you
yeah,
guys had the full roster, after watching those two, then you have Jay. Jay has a video of the most impeccable, no sort of like a no look you that way. Then as soon as he whips it the other way, that's online right now.
yeah.
Yeah. So if you guys have the full roster, if Chris is there, it might be scary. You guys would be right there with everybody at the top of this division.
Q got hurt in the middle of the game. Curtis was hurt in the game that he played previously, so we were down already. I got hurt in the middle of the game, so just not great.
Well, so it goes. Hopefully you guys can get these guys out here. There's only 2 more weeks to play,
Yeah,
right? Two more season
sure.
games, if I'm correct. So let's see what happens. We didn't over the game. Gators looked like the Gators, man. They looked real good. Will played amazing quarterback. They didn't have Billy. That's who the other quarterback is. We've yet to see Shady again, so I don't know what's going on there. I honestly think they're gonna need him if they're gonna make a stretch run at these top 2 teams. They're gonna definitely need him. He's a game changer like DJ is. So yeah, so AKRDs, I didn't get to see any of this game at all.
I watched a little bit of it. Look, Replacements Deluxe is coming together. I think that's the story. AKA winning this game, I expected it. They're really good, and that they had Diraj today or on Saturday. I hadn't seen him on the field once yet. But RD is really coming together, man. I'm proud of what they've become, and they're
Now
in these games now. So
I hope Dre keeps this roster. Not even this roster, but some of the good players or whoever he's clicking with or whatever, and builds upon this, because this season it's going to be tough. Everybody makes the playoffs, right?
yes, sir.
So you got to shock the world, man. You got to shock the world because you're going to play one of these upper teams. You got to shock the world, get into that second round, and then it's any given. Well, for us, it's any given Saturday, right? So, and I actually, you don't want to see them. You don't really want to see them because they can, if they get it together, they're gonna, with Dre as QB, they're gonna be really good, a tough out in the playoffs. But I hope they keep this team together. I hope to see this team here next season, much improved with additions and competing to be at the top of this division.
I think
So,
they will. Yeah, I think they will.
all right. So, not much has changed from a ranking perspective. So, I still have Cobra at the top, Browns right there. Now, after this week here, looking at what happens, they could this can swap, but they're 1-1. Like it's not 1-2. Somebody has to be two, but they could have both been 1-1. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I agree.
It's that close.
Yeah.
Gators, of course, they stepped back up. AK, and I think this is everybody. This is just generic. Like that's the division. That might be the records. So, oh yeah, it is. So it goes. Nothing much to talk about there. Cobra, get all your guys there. Browns, get all your guys there and keep all your guys there. No personal fouls. You need those guys because the guys that are getting thrown out are great players. You know what I mean? Everybody got to keep a cool head. Gators, you got to get your guys there. You need your QB. You need Shady to show up if he's going to be playing. You know what I mean? Everybody. AK, same thing. Like this division seems like like everybody's just missing players. Like you said, you haven't seen D-Raj for a few games.
This segment of the podcast is called attendance issues.
Yeah, so it's like this whole division has attendance issues. Except maybe replacements. They've actually been consistent with the guys they've been coming with every week.
It shows in their improvement.
And Assassins, come on, guys, get out there. If y'all all are there, it's a problem.
Yo, no love for me. I had like 10 catches this week.
Adam, I seen you on Sunday. Thank you for reminding me. If you guys watch the games if you seen Adam this week, right? Somebody needs to up his rank, right? So they kept throwing him the ball high, and Adam had to keep jumping up there and snagging him out there, jumping up there, snagging him out there. I told him on Sunday that he played an amazing day of football. So I'm proud of you, Adam.
I was upset from what we're going to talk about later. So get me a little riled.
So you had to get it out. All right, so let's move on to D3, which I seen one of these games. Browns Thunder. Did you see any of it? Browns Sleepers? Did you see any of that?
No, I did not.
Sleepers. I think I think we need to lay down the what's the they're trying to get sponsorship, I guess.
Put the damn fireball down.
Put the fireball away. Can we have no fireball before the game? You can't be getting beat 43-13. I love those guys though. So
hey,
they're enjoying themselves playing football. They're having fun.
Yeah.
But you're gonna need to tighten it up here in this division. Marv, you gotta tighten it up. Get it together. Get it together. No fireball this week.
Marv doesn't even drop back when he looks for the ball. He just turns his hip and starts looking.
I watch these games. Those guys are out there having the time of their life.
I love it.
And, that's it. That's what it's about.
Yeah.
Browns doing Brown things. The Browns are running away with this division. I see they got to watch out for the team we're going to get to in the bottom because I think there'll be some competition. Scotch Tots Thunder. Adam, you could take the Thunder. Go ahead, Adam. Go ahead. Let me see.
Remember last week I was all nice to my Thunder guys?
Yes.
Yeah.
1 week.
No. Bro. Yo. That was terrible. I'll start off with this. The Thunder made a good defensive adjustment in the second half. That didn't necessarily, I don't want to say it worked, but it definitely stopped the bleeding. And I think they could roll that into next week and the weeks following.
Oh, that's positivity. Am I getting positivity?
Oh, no. Just give me a second. So what I'll say is this should have been like 56-0, but they switched to man, and I'm not saying it totally worked, but it definitely helped. And what I think that'll do is if they can keep that consistency from the beginning of the game, it makes it easier for the offense to sort of stay within range.
Gotcha.
You get what I'm saying? Scotch played an amazing game. They're clearly the better team right now. They're more organized, they're more polished. They better football IQ, no dispute.
Well, they're the baby gladiators.
Yeah.
So
And offensively, man, look, the Thunder struggled. They couldn't get anything going offensively. I don't think they're using their personnel the right way, to be honest. I think they feel discombobulated. They don't have the time to even think through what to do throughout the game. There's nobody there sort of like calming the team's nerves and thinking strategically about who to put people where.
gotcha.
And too many talking heads. Everybody's got an idea. Nobody's got a solution. You get what I'm saying?
Too many Chiefs, not enough Indians, right?
Yeah,
That's
exactly.
the
So,
saying.
well, there's plenty of Indians. It's just the problem is they all suck. So, like, I mean, this is Safl. So, like, yeah. Yeah. But anyway, yeah, no, that wasn't good, man. That was tough to watch, bro. Those are my guys, and they're. I'm rooting for them like heck, obviously.
Well, obviously, that's your
Yeah,
guys.
but yeah, they need to be better. But this is what D3 is about. So
I want to say shout out to the guy who played quarterback for Scott's Tots.
yeah,
It wasn't their regular
game.
QB.
Yeah.
It wasn't Marcel.
Marcel, yeah. But
yeah, it wasn't
he
him.
stepped in and did fine. Like I said,
He
man,
stepped in like I don't know how this team has so much people who play QB so well.
Yeah.
We'll get to the other one.
Yeah.
We'll get to the other one. I know you're itching for that one. But we'll get to that later.
I'm actually not, to be honest.
You don't even want to talk about that one today?
No, I'll put the commissioner hat on, dude. Yeah. Okay. But no, they play great, man. Hats off to them.
The QB awesome. Was impeccable QB play. And the receivers just do their job, man. So shout out to that QB because he was we got a guest in the box. I'm gonna get to you, bro. But it was great. It was great to watch. It was good football. They just look polished, to be honest with you. Like they look ready. So right now, it's Browns, them, and Thieves Avenue. I got to see how Thieves Avenue matches up against them full powered.
Yeah.
To see, how it's gonna go.
Yeah.
Now Thieves Avenue Wildcats. I think I was gone by the time I seen this game. You know what? Was that this week?
I ref this game.
Is this the week where he ran back about 40 yards, did a twirl left, right, and then bombed the touchdown? Yeah. I seen that from the parking lot.
This team is all about Yasir. Look, I think the role players. Okay, I shouldn't say that. The role players are playing their roles probably more than I've given them credit for. They're catching the passes. They're there when you need to be there. But this team goes as that quarterback goes. It's very obvious, and I think everyone is sort of playing where they need to well enough to make this team as good as it is for this division. So. Shouts out to all of them, man. They're playing good. They're doing what the QB asks of them, and they're not making those like easy mental mistakes. And then Wildcats, I think they're a bit banged up, honestly. They had a couple really bad drops. Hash played an amazing game. He's a very good quarterback. He could win.
Hash has been doing his thing, man.
He could win the chip in this league, in this division. Absolutely.
I think he's gonna bring those guys along. We got 2 more games and then playoffs. He got those guys coming.
They need to catch the ball because that's what killed them. They had so many drops in it, and not just like tough catch drops. Like, why are you dropping that? But it is what it is. Hats out. They're both gonna be good teams. I'm proud of what Thieves Avenue has done, and Wildcats I think are gonna be really good too. They just need to get all healthy.
Yeah, well, they're gonna get healthy, and Hash is gonna have to lead the way. That's what it's gonna come down to. So, all right, let's see. Let's move on to the rankings. So two of the teams in between haven't played the same amount of games, but you know what? Now that I'm looking at it, Wildcats should probably be fourth.
Yeah, I think I would make that change too.
Yeah. So we're gonna correct this one. Wildcats should be fourth, and everything else I think is perfect.
Agreed.
I got the Browns versus with Thieves Avenue playing the way they're playing. You know what? I'm gonna stick with it. I got the Browns versus Scott's Tots in the finals, if it can happen. But at the end of the season, when we see everything, yeah, Browns versus Scott's Tots in the finals in a good game.
Yeah. I need to see Thieves Avenue face some adversity. I think that really tells the tale of the team. Quite frankly, they haven't yet. So if I could see them eke like a close one out, then I'm ready to put them in the finals. But at the same time, that quarterback is so good. I don't know. I think I still got Scott's Tots and Browns with Thieves Avenue knocking on the door. And if the Wildcats can show up those receivers, then I think
they'll be right there too.
Yeah. So I think it's a 4-horse race right now. The other two need some improvement.
All right. You know what? Before we get to our what we call our favorite division, I'm gonna bring in a guest because he plays in this division.
Let's do it.
Usman, what's up, my guy? What's good, brother?
Hello.
Yeah, we can hear you.
You
can you hear us?
I can hear you guys just fine. You guys hear me?
Yeah, we got you. We can hear you. What's up, man?
Listen, I got a late call from our captain James. He's like, "Listen, you're on in 5."
Yeah, well, it was somebody from your team coming on, right?
Stumble over and get set up. So I'm just joining in right now.
Yeah, so we're headed to the division right now. We haven't even got to D2 yet. So you came in at the perfect time.
Wait, Usman, do you play on Scott's Tots?
No, I didn't make the cut on the D3 team.
Oh, man. All right, so let's move on to our favorite division. Adam, just we can start at the bottom if you'd like. We don't have to start at the top.
I like that.
I think we should.
Definitely, let's save that Gladiators Thunder for the end here.
Yeah, let's save that one for the end because I think that was the best game of the day. So Savages, sleepers. Savages have such a good roster. If you know the players on there, Savages have such a good roster. I don't know you know what? By me saying that, I don't know what happened. The sleepers just were the sleepers. This is the sleepers I think I've been talking about before the season started. Like, this is what we're supposed to be seeing. They added some key pieces. Every time I look back for my game, there was somebody running something back deep. So this is the sleep. Earl, yes, I'm sure. If you guys can see the chat, Adam, Earl also said you should be moved up. You should be re-rated to 6.5. I don't know if you've seen that in the chat, but yeah.
I think he's talking about Usman.
Yeah, so this is the sleepers that I expected to see at the beginning, at the whole season. They may have gotten it together. So I'll see this week. I'm not sure who the matchup is yet, but we'll see this week. Hopefully they can keep it up. They're a team to be reckoned with playoff time, especially how they look this week. Savages, I don't know, man. Andy's great. Hash is great. They're missing some guys. I seen a pick 6 in that game. Like, I don't know what's happening to them. I don't know. Anwar was there. He played QB. You would think that would lift them, but we get a 35-6.
They play too much softball to be good at football, bro. They got to figure out. They figure out what sport they want to play. Just do it. They're too
Who's
tired.
mine?
Listen, what you think? I was a little busy catching up on the chat, So clearly Anthony was playing, right? So we knew the sleepers were going to win. That's for you, right?
So if Anthony plays, the sleepers win. That's what
I'm just kidding. No, I think listen, first, I'm a numbers guy. No, I'm just kidding. But no, obviously Anthony is he's a force to be reckoned with whenever he's on the field. But listen, when we're on the field, when I'm on the field, you know, it's nothing personal. I just whatever my observation is, whatever I can do to get into the head of the quarterback or the players, to kind of spice things up, that's what I do. So no, they play a good game, man. Sleepers, listen. So I was gonna say I'm a numbers guy, and talking about the sleepers, I just happen to notice that they're 5-2, man. They're like, they seemed like they were having a shaky start, but they're right in the mix. 5-2, pretty impressive.
Mm-hmm.
Right? Did I get
They're
that
winning.
right? I
They're
got to
winning.
go back
They're
to
winning.
yeah, I thought
Sometimes
they
it's
were
not
losing some
smooth.
games, but
Sometimes it wasn't smooth because you know what it is? We feel they should be playing much better. So then when we look at it and they're not playing as good as we know they should be playing, you look at it, but then they are winning the game. So maybe we're maybe we're just what he said. I'm not gonna lie, I thought this is a comment. I'm not gonna lie, I thought Usman was the coach of the Gladiators. No, he runs
I
the
am.
defense.
I am. Listen, we spend a lot of times. We're going to get into what the Gladiators do on a weekly basis. But listen, I spoke to Earl on the sideline a couple of weeks ago, right? And, listen, we watch a lot of these teams. There's tape. We're there in person. Quarterbacks have tendencies. And Earl said that, he's bringing a new dimension to the sleepers. And with him on the team, they're going to be a hard to beat team. And look, I think the record's starting to show that. So I haven't had the chance in the most recent weeks to watch the sleepers play, but Earl had a message. He said he was gonna work with Ryan and kind of fix a couple things, and it looks like the record's starting to show that, man. So it's my first year in the league, and I came in and sleepers were at the top of the pecking order in terms of rankings to begin with, and we kind of scrimmaged against them a little bit, and they delivered a little whooping, in the spring or in the late summer to us. So I had high expectations from them. They're a solid team, and they got a couple guys that that could burn you with they catch a 3-5 yard pass and burn you upfield for a touchdown. So I see you sleepers, and I see you Earl. I got to see it on the field a little bit too. But Earl said he's bringing some magic on the offense, so I'm looking forward to it.
All right. And sleepers, as you can see, everybody has high expectations for you guys, right? As we had from the start of the season, as Usman said. So I guess you guys are finally stepping up to the pedestal we put you guys on, right? Does that sound about right, Adam?
Sounds about right to me. I mean, they certainly weren't drinking the fireball then, so.
No, I don't think fireballs happens before D2 games.
Nah.
Fireball is right before the D3.
That's a D3 beverage.
All right. So sleepers, keep it up, man. Playoffs in this division is going to be nuts.
Yeah, it's gonna be pretty wild.
Yeah, because you know what? I'm gonna have to really sit down and think. I'm gonna get some picks of where I think and what I think is gonna happen. Maybe we should have a couple people do that. Usman, you give me yours. Adam, you'll give me yours. And we'll see. You know what I mean? And we'll put it all up here in a graphic next week and see who turns out right.
That's good. I like that.
Browns Powerpuff 27-26. This looks like this game was ended on the last play. Touchdown by the Browns. I didn't get to see it either. I think I heard that. So Powerpuff, they are. They're the baby AK. Can't go wrong with that. Browns are the Browns. They had more of their guys here this week, so they were probably a lot better than they were the previous week. I hope they cleaned up the drops because I feel they lost the game that they played the week before because of key drops late in the game. And there's nothing much to say about that. Unless you guys seen any of that game? No.
Nah, I the one thing I'll say is if there's a team sort of in that 5 to 6 range that I don't want to see in the playoffs is probably Powerball. They're the team that I think can shock you.
Heard that it was mine. You don't want to see the Powerpuff Boys early in the playoffs. You know, they're dangerous.
Listen, I want to see the least number of teams in the playoffs. That means we want the bye.
Well, to be honest, I don't think you guys can fall below 2. Is it possible? We got 2 games left.
They would need to lose out. We can get into it. No, I don't see. I think yes, we can get into it later.
Yeah, we'll get into that later. All right, Brick Squad Outlaws. Let me. This game was the rowdiest game I have done all season. I had to split the sidelines, all this stuff. There's players tossed from this game. There's players suspended for the next week from this game. Back to my point of, listen, guys, we're all adults here. Keep it football. Nobody's out there trying to hurt anybody. There wasn't nothing egregious done. That, you know, the way it started was off a play, but the play, there was no intention to hurt anybody or nobody got hurt. Move on. You know what I mean? We're all adults, and then it just trickles, and you keep talking and keep talking. And to be honest, it's gonna, not that everybody's gonna not be on thin ice, but we're gonna have to cut that short if it's gonna start to result into more than football. You know what I mean? Like we don't have any room for that in the league. Keep it football, guys. This game was amazing. The score looks a little worse than the game actually was. This was a back and forth game. Now I finally know his name is Ali. Long hair, tight. I call him a tight end, big dude on the Outlaws. This dude needs, I don't know, these D1 teams, you guys need to be looking at him for next year to add him to your roster. He high points the ball. They can chuck it up to him, and he high points the ball. In a week, he's went from 2 weeks, because it was 2 weeks ago. He's a stud all of a sudden. High points the ball. He got one over somebody's head. You know, you got to do head top. It was crazy. I am a big fan of this guy. He's playing amazing football. He can lift this team. They got to throw him the ball a little bit more. They were missing one of their other good players, the one who told me that they're going to the finals. So, you know, they were I could say they were on the man because I feel he's their second best player, or he's their best player between the two of them. Brick Squad, they came out slinging that thing. Marco slings it like he always slings it. Pause. And, you know, I'm sorry. And they got it in the end. A lot of trash talking. It was ridiculous. It was ridiculous. But, you know, we got to just clear that up. I don't know if you guys seen any of this game.
I caught the tail end of it when they were all yelling at each other.
Yeah.
I think it's only 33-21 because Brick Squad scored like a garbage time touchdown when they were up already and they had the ball. It was like one of those things where technically they could still win. So, yeah, I mean, these are like two really evenly matched teams. Outlaws are like getting a lot better. I think Brick Squad's sort of underperformed it to their talent. I watched them play a lot on Sundays, so I'm not surprised the game was as close as it was. Just stop cursing at each other on the field. To the
point. Yeah, just come on, guys.
Okay.
We're adults, you know what I mean? Move on.
It's just football.
Suicide Squad, Silent Hill. Silent Hill is one of the most talented rosters if they can get a little, the word is leadership. Like they need to learn how to put it together, all the talent they have, because they got some dope receivers, right? Yeah. The QB actually plays well too, but I don't know if the play calling is working, and they played the Suicide Squad, who's a well-oiled machine. So
I feel like Silent Hill doesn't have a system in place.
Yeah, no, they it's like they're still playing backyard football.
Yeah,
but they just need one person to put it together, and they can possibly be the best team in the division. They have speed from every guy on the roster's fast.
Yeah, they're all speedy. Usman, you got any thoughts on these teams?
Yeah, man. We talk about like teams coming in first year playing together. Like you mentioned, Adam, in the chat a few times when you guys are having some talks back and forth on that, where you come in first year, everyone knows how to play football, but you get a 40 burger dropped on you like this, right? And then you score 0 points. But you've been playing football, you just haven't been playing football in this system and in this format. And that really, first year teams or even like first 2-3 years, it's hard. Like I've been there with my team, not with the Gladiators, but we've been there, playing in flag leagues where you come in, everyone thinks they can play, and then all of a sudden you don't know how to use the clock, you don't know how to work the defenses, and there's so many small things that go into playing flag football in a league format where these teams just need some experience. And we played against Silent Hill early in the season, and they definitely have some guys that can play football, right? And they just got to bring it together. And I think they got to take this season as like just a learning experience. As long as they're improving each week, don't even look at the scoreboard, right? Just play by play, go out there, have fun, and kind of just keep the team together. Because I know what happens when you're on a team and you don't have the W's every week. Wherever that locker room is, if there is one, I know that those conversations can be painful and it's hard to keep the guys together. But listen, my 2 cents from having walked that road, you just gotta make sure you stick together and kind of just build every play, build every drive, and you'll get to the point where like eventually you'll be dominating the league and there'll be some new guys coming in and you'll be sitting in my seat saying the same thing to them. So keep it up, man. Outlaws, Silent Hill. I don't really know what's going on with the Savages because they're a pretty veteran team. These guys, I think they've been around and they know how to play, but I just don't know why they haven't really put up big numbers. But that's kind of where I am with it.
Well said.
Yeah. So I always say that, I've said it a few times throughout the season. Losing teams, just keep it together. Keep trying. I went from 1 win on a Hail Mary to this trophy behind me in rough touch the next season. So it could jump that drastically if you keep it together. Usman, I like the way you put that, man. You might need to host, man. I might have to retire here too.
I'm definitely
listen. We don't need you retiring from everything, all right? Listen, so I didn't come prepared today because I got the call like 5 minutes before I joined, right? But my goal was like one day that I did make it on here, I was gonna bring like my whole stat sheet with me, and kind of go through the numbers and kind of talk about like where each team is. And no, really, because it really tells a story. If you look at eventually, once we get through these matchups, I think towards the end we can cap it off with it. But you guys have someone that puts together that win-loss record and that detail.
Tyrant, shout out to Tyrant.
Yeah, does a magnificent job. That tells a lot. Like if you look at the teams, it tells a lot. And obviously the stats, although the stats aren't really 100% up to date, they're maybe like 75, 80%.
They're close enough.
The one stat that I know is Brian has like 25 touchdowns. That's like the only stat I know from that team link stat website.
Gotcha.
But yeah, those things tell a lot, man. They tell a lot about teams, and I think other teams should be looking at those.
See, this sounds
but
like
I'll get into that another time.
I see you scouting. Well, that's why your team is playing so well, huh? So, and with no further ado, it is time for us to get to the game of the day. This is one of the best games I've ever watched, right? We start with the Thunder, come out smoking. What was it, 27-0? I think it started 27-0.
It was.
And then the funny part is with you guys down so much, Usman, there wasn't as much arguing. And I've seen you guys argue up. But for some reason, this game it wasn't the same. Y'all just got it together and started clicking. Like it's like you guys argue it when you argue for the wrong reasons. But I guess this is the time to keep calm and just keep playing football. And then you guys go on this impeccable run. Adam, I'm gonna let you take it from there.
Well, I think we each have a unique perspective, right? Or our own perspective on the game. Because Rob, you refed it.
Mm-hmm.
Gladiators obviously did what they did, and we obviously did what we did. So I'll start with us. Usman, look, you alluded to it. I'll just come out and say it. I've been telling our quarterback for weeks the ball needs to be spread around more. And I think that's ultimately what destroyed us, was that we got honed in on one or two guys, and there's just clearly no offensive chemistry after we went up 27-0. It's very apparent. I've said it. So, yeah. That being said, I'll put my commissioner hat on for a second and say I think what the Gladiators showed was a few things. One, they're a team we want to keep around. I hope they stick around for a while. And they can really, really bring an energy to those games that makes like that the whole experience fun, right? Like even in the midst of the comeback, I was having the time of my life. It was fun. Fun to a degree. Now I'll put my player hat on for a second and say it happened so quick. I didn't even process what was happening until like 21 to 27. I was like, oh shit, like they're coming back. And it just felt like a rainstorm. They moved. I think your brother's name is Umair, right? Usman?
Yeah.
They put Sheep at QB, put Umair back out, and that's good because Umair's a speedy receiver. We play man, he creates a mismatch. Then you got Sheep a quarterback who can actually play quarterback. They identified the weak points and they exposed us a little bit. Now we lucked out in the end. I think we like caught a touchdown on a prayer or something, and like we were able to like hold them from scoring at some point, or vice versa. But the point is, I mean, Gladiators show why they're one seed, and while I think we played a tough game and show why we're skilled, we might have some work to do. I think both teams were undermanned. I think Curtis getting hurt in the middle of the game really hurt us. Missing Q obviously really hurt us. And quite frankly, just getting our foot off the gas pedal was really bad. But that's my perspective. Hats off to the Gladiators for a fun game. That's what the commissioner says. And then as a Thunder player, that sucked.
Usman, you know what? Let's hear it from your perspective.
Can I say one more thing before Usman goes? The reason I still believe in my team and what is different about this Thunder team than what other people are used to, the Safl veterans, is I say this definitively. We're not down on ourselves. We still feel like we can run it. So that being said, that's my perspective.
It was mine. Now from your side.
So there's a lot to unpack here. All right. But I am going to start with this. I'm going to say Thunder are the team to beat. But the Gladiators are here to do that. All right. So, and I say this because we prepared for this game, right? Because, we knew that we may have a change in quarterback. We may have a change in personnel. A couple of our guys were out, personal reasons, sick. We just knew that this was going to be a little different for us because we didn't have the same guys that we roll in with every week. And now that's no excuse because that's why we have a full roster. All right. We got a lot of guys that don't get playing time, but are on the sideline every week, no matter what. Right. So like, it doesn't matter to me who's on the field. We got to make sure that we adjust to the best of our ability on that day. So that being said, we went into the game knowing exactly what Thunder was going to do. We know exactly I could have predicted where the ball was going to go on each and every pass, right? And it happened exactly that way. But you know what? We couldn't stop it. We couldn't stop it. We knew what they were going to do. We put our guys in that spot, right? And they went and they did it anyway. And then we had, a new quarterback in, he just didn't get comfortable right away. And first drive for him, first pass, he ends up throwing an interception, which then comes back for a touchdown eventually, and you're down 14-0. So, we're in a hole, but it all happened so fast that no one's panicking yet, right? Like, it's all good. Like, it's just a game right now. It just happened so quick. Then I think on the third one, we had a punt, and they came back and that's when they scored another touchdown right up the middle. And our guy was on it. He played the ball well. He jumped up for the ball, but I think this was either the one where Brian just snagged it over him or one of the other guys just kind of ran it right through him. So he was there, but the players made a play. That's what they're there for. So now, you like why we usually argue on the sideline. We're not arguing because we're like getting at each other. We're usually just trying to figure out how to make adjustments. And in that mix is usually like, all right, let's get this person here, let's get that person there. And that's exactly what we did on the sideline. We have a lot of leaders on this team, both on the field and off the field, right? Because we have guys that cheer on the whole season. They've been cheering on, and that's where they came into play so much, where they were like, all right, you know what? Let's keep the offensive group focused and let's keep the defensive group focused, and let's move the people around to where the quarterback is targeting the ball. And we did just that. And even on our first adjustment, they still got us. And that's how it was 27, right? So I think Umair threw a pick six. That's what might have made the fourth touchdown. So, But from that point on, the very first play, their quarterback throws a pick, and I think our guy runs it back for 6. And that was a momentum shift, right? So we weren't even worried about the score, honestly. We were just trying to go and play because we just felt like we got punched in the mouth and we had to get back up and kind of play our game. And if you look at the game tape from that point on, I think the quarterback from Thunder, he didn't slow the game down for himself. I think he was trying to go for 50. So I don't know what the mindset was on the sidelines, Adam, on offense, but like he could have controlled the game and just kind of, led the clock on us. But listen, he put it up, he put the ball up, and we made all the right adjustments, luckily, to get our guys in position to get the ball back. And Sheep did what he did. If you watch the tape, Sheep is like walking around on the field just playing. Like he was like smiling and playing.
He
like,
looked very comfortable. Yeah.
So shout out to all the guys on the sideline that kind of kept it together for us and, made the adjustments and made multiple adjustments actually to then kind of put the right guys in the right position to get the ball back where it needs to be. And, we definitely would have liked, and that's what happens. Like when you got guys playing different positions for the first time, it can't like, they're going to make minor mistakes that may end up like the last touchdown, where we put a guy in the middle where he never plays the middle, or we put a guy in safety that he doesn't play safety. And then it's a split second decision, and versus a good team, they'll burn you, so that's what Thunder did. They came out, they played hot, and they kind of got beat up a little bit, but listen, they came back and they scored a touchdown at the end, and they convert that extra point, they win the game. So, it was close and it was fun. Looking forward to another one.
On the QB play, I mean, I've never seen Wakas do that, so I think it was probably pretty uncharacteristic. I think another really interesting thing that Gladiators did, and I don't know if it was on purpose or not, but I started seeing switches mid-drive with their receivers. And what that did was, Rob, it created a lot of confusion for us on man defense. Because like you create the matchup at the start of the drive. 3 plays in, there's a new guy in, and you're like, wait a minute, no, you got to make this switch, you got that switch. And like we were communicating as well as we could, but there were a few times where it burned us a bit. and we got gassed. Because when you play man like that, especially with the team where I will say this, the Gladiators are probably the most, in terms of talent, the most balanced team in this division. They're not top heavy. They're not bottom heavy. Everyone is like solid, right? So it's not like you're really matching your worst guys with their worst guys. It's everyone's there. So hats off to them, man. That was a great game. Really smart team, and the fact that they didn't have their quarterback, I think they were missing one or two other guys. They're saying Thunder's a team to beat, but I don't know, man. It didn't feel like it on Saturday.
Listen, we want to put the pressure on you, man. You're the team to beat. We're just here for the ride.
We are the defending champs, but we need to act like it.
There you go.
All right, we got another guest in the back. I'm going to bring him in, and then I'll
wait. Rob, you were the ref. You need to give your 2 cents.
I definitely.
Yeah, Rob, we got some questions for you, man.
I'm gonna bring him in, and then I'll continue on how.
Rob, we need you to address the elephant in the room about the refereeing in this one.
Yeah, I'm all right. First, let me start with the game. What up, Hash, man? We got our next guest in here, Hash. We're going over the Gladiators game.
Yo, I saw Thunder. That game. I saw that game from afar.
Yeah, the best game of the game. This might be the best game of the season.
Usman, I'll say this. You are a humble person on camera, but in person, you are absolutely not.
I'm as humble as they come, man.
Yeah, nah, man. Yo, listen, you need some trash talk during the games. It's all good. But Lord.
All right.
Nah, that was a good game. That was a good game.
Best game all season, to be honest with you. Now,
yeah, and Gladiators didn't have their quarterback too, right?
No,
that wasn't like their main quarterback, but man, the way that guy bounced back was came through. Yeah, he came through.
So me being the ref of this game, right? So they're watching this game from the beginning was like if you looked at me, I had a smile on my face. As the comeback started, I just couldn't help but to smile because it was just like, it's like you're in a race and you're about to hit the finish line, and then you're watching that guy, you look over your shoulder and they're just gaining on you. And they're just gaining on you. And they're just gaining on you. That's exactly how it was. And it's like, so Wakas, he got 27-0, then he got wide-eyed. It was like, yo, we're kicking these guys. We're just going to keep trying to put up points. And to be honest, I would have been taking the clock down to 0. We're running clock at this point, still running your plays, but you got to manage the time. You know what I mean? You're up so much points. Give me 1 second, guys. You're up so much points. You should manage the time. Like, it was just continue to try to do the same things. Then you guys started coming back. And he kept trying to do the same things. Like, there's no reason for you to be trying to bomb it, get it downfield. And the picks are happening. It's a pick after pick after pick. At some point, you got to calm down. You know what I mean? 5 picks. Yeah. Shout out to who caught the picks. Most of them is Nick.
I think
short hair dude. Please safety.
I think
my thing with Wakas is, I love Wakas, man. I love when he QBs. I love him more as a receiver. If you look at like Wakas in the Thunder's game, even when they were going up the score, Wakas was throwing on his back foot every single time. Every single time. And like you saw this in game. And his receivers are just taking off. And Wakas has a dog in him. I love him. But like, kudos to Gladiators. I feel like they picked up on it, and they adjusted. I feel like Gladiators won this game because they adjusted way better than Thunder did.
They definitely did.
Through the course of the game. I mean, like think about it. I think the score was like 21-0 or 20. Was it 27-0?
27-0.
27-0.
Yeah, 27-0. And you could think as like, Yo, when you're down 27-0, first half still going on, you bring a new quarterback in, like, it's very easy to write off, right? Nah. And the quarterback that came in wasn't even like, both quarterbacks weren't even their main quarterback. And they bounced back to even tie the game. Man, kudos to them.
We went up at one point. We were up a score.
Yeah. I mean, see, we got Usman talking now. See that humpify is.
No. Listen, I'm just with all due respect, right? Like, obviously, like,
nah, stop that. But
we're just talking about the game.
Now, if you don't know, there was an error in the end of this game by me.
Of course it was.
There was an error in the end of this game, and there was an extra down. Now, that could have been the difference.
When?
Late in this game, at the end.
So the last touchdown.
Time to do it, Rob. Damn, shame on you.
The last touchdown that we caught.
Yeah, was on a 5th down.
Really?
So yeah. So
I went and watched back the video. There was a 5th down. There was a play. There was a cut play. You remember there was a play where it was blown dead late in this game?
No.
There was a blown dead. There was a play blown dead because Wakas snapped it before we got back to the line. And then
okay, I remember that.
Yes, there was a play before that, and then it ended up extra down.
And we scored on it.
On the fifth down, you guys scored. So the first play was, I think, 2 players collided. Might have been your own teammates. They collided. That was the first.
Yeah, play. I watched it back. It was Brian, Nick, and somebody else who ran into each other. That was the first play of the drive.
I gotta go watch it back. It's on the tape.
I think so. Okay. I get it, like, just for the record, I get a special view of the games that the Gladiators.
I'm aware. James won't share it with me.
Yeah, they can't give they know I'm not going to give away game tape
of
their personal footage. You know what I mean? I won't give away personal game footage, so I get to look at everything. So when I went back and looked at it, and it was correct. So my apologies for that. You know, we try our best. You know, and.
We get it, Rob. There was a lot happening. There was a lot happening, you know.
Yes. So,
but so so one of the guys, Dash, had pointed out on the 3rd down, right? Because we were saying it was 3rd down, and the refs were saying it was 2nd down. So we had been kind of already engaging you in that conversation.
Mm-hmm. But it's tough to listen to you guys while everyth's going on. Like, if you see a lot of times when guys try to ask me stuff when plays are going on, I put a finger up, like, you know, just give me a second, because you're looking at so much, you know what I mean? So, yeah. And ultimately, yes, that's what happened at the end there. Shout out to the QB who came in and played. I told James that he should QB his own team. I know y'all won't want to let him go because he's a great player, but he was so cool, calm, and collected throughout the whole thing. I actually think that was a big part of what made you guys come back. If you seen him walk around, you wouldn't even know you guys were down. If you walked in and started watching the game when he was QBing, you'd have no clue that you guys were down. You would think he's up 3 scores. He walks up to the line. I think he was singing. I don't know what he was. It looked like he was singing to himself.
He's flipping the ball. He's just
enjoying himself. Hold on,
he had 2 picks.
Yeah,
and he had 2 picks on defense.
Picks happen.
No, he got interceptions.
No, he picked off.
He caught 2 picks.
Yes. That man balled out.
So that was y'all played the game. I got one more guest in the back. I'm trying to bring him in. Hold on, another Gladiators player. Hash. Don't worry, we'll get back to all the other stuff. But this game was just so so much to unpack in this game.
This game was so dope to watch. It was the best game to watch. We're not talking about the sleep. We're not talking about the sleepers and savages. Come on, look at this score.
Germ, hold on, I got you. Give me 2 seconds. Let me get y'all in here. All right, just give me 2 seconds, guys. I may have to take you guys off screen momentarily. Just give us a sec. Let's go back to me and Adam.
No, I don't want to talk about this game anymore.
It's all right, Adam. Don't worry about it. No big deal.
Adam, you had a good game.
No,
You've
I'm
gotten better
kidding.
throughout the course of the years too, man. From the start of this league as well. Like you had a good game this game.
Thanks, man.
Too. I think you've been playing wiser.
Adam's been playing impeccable.
Emotionally traumatizing.
Yo, you got to get mentally stronger. You know what I'm saying?
Nah, it was fun. It was fun.
Nah, it was a good game. You played a good game. Both teams played good games, man. Like, especially with Gladiators, man. The previous episode, or the previous podcast, it was like so much. I wouldn't even say so much, but there was like some criticism on Gladiators of like, truth be told, let it go. Guys aren't perfectionists or whatever, and maybe simplify shit or whatever and let it be. But I think their record speaks for its own, and this game was like the dictation of it, realistically.
Yeah. Game of the year candidate for sure.
Nah, it was a dope game to watch, man. It was a dope game to watch.
All right, guys. I think we're good to
go.
There
we go. Wow. Oh my god.
Oh, this guy be balling out. Balling out. Yeah, he's a sleeper. I don't know who number 10 is on Gladiators. Who's that guy?
James. That's James.
Oh, that guy got 0 catches in this game. I thought he was gonna go off.
Yeah, man.
He got 0 catches.
All right, so now we all on
James.
But
I've been getting on James all week.
It was this guy. I'm sorry, I don't know what your name is. And the guy with the long hair. The longer hair that like blew this game up, man. Offensively. Yeah. This guy's a sleeper.
So now one thing I said to
Uzman smiling. Yeah.
I said to Uzman.
I'm smiling because you know Monopoly, you go to jail, $200 to get out. Right? So James went to jail this week, and Brian was the owner of the jail.
This guy rolled sixes or whatever.
I've been messing with him all week.
Yeah, he bailed him out. But,
this game here y'all had, this was a playoff game. This is the type of game that builds character, right? So you guys, I'm not gonna say you guys have been having an easy season going, but you've been having an easy time with the games, besides maybe the Browns game, which you guys didn't play your best.
Listen, we haven't really been down more than a score all season.
Yeah, but the Browns games, you guys didn't score much. It was like a low scoring game. Mike threw 2 picks. Yeah, Mike threw 2 picks. I thought it was uncharacteristic of him. But this game here, like, you need games like this before playoff time. Like, you can't just walk in, because then somebody will punch you in the mouth in the playoffs and you won't know what to do. You know what I mean? But this game right here was the best game. This might have been the best game of the season.
I think we got to look into the overtime.
Yeah, we had that.
We had that last
40-second drive.
We got to look into this overtime.
One of my guys just pointed that out.
Say that again.
All right, so that was our first adversity point where we came back and won the game versus Suicide Squad earlier in the season. We had to come back and score with 40 seconds on the clock, and that's the one where on the 4th down, James caught a touchdown, running across the field, and that was our toughest challenge till date. And this one was just 27-0. So this is as big as it gets. So we learned a lot from this game, and we learned a lot about ourselves too. Like, listen, we have a ton of guys on the sideline that can go in. So we had a guy that went in on offensive plays. He went in for 3 routes and caught 3 passes. So every time he went in, he got the ball and he came right back out. Like, so we just try to use everyone but look, it's football, man. Like, any team can beat anyone on any given day. Momentum, everyone can play football. It's just a matter of
Usman, what's the team's biggest weakness?
How the wind blows.
What's the team's biggest weakness, man?
Weakness?
Yeah. Because you've been downplaying it all year. What's the team's biggest weakness? What's up?
He can't tell you that.
I think. No, listen,
Or James, somebody bail Usman out.
What is it called? Our biggest weakness is ourselves. Our biggest strength is ourselves.
I'm stumbling here.
Nah, I didn't say strength. I said weakness, man.
Nah, our biggest weakness is ourselves. Our biggest strength is ourselves. End of story. That's it.
Damn.
So it ends. It wins. Win and loss with yourself. Like it doesn't matter anything else. I like that.
Yeah.
I like that. So is this the finals matchup?
You know, having played.
Go ahead, Usman. Finish up.
I'll ask my
question after.
There's a lot of teams. I'm saying there's a lot of teams, man.
All right. Let's so listen, we're gonna move on from this game, the best game of the season so far. Best game I've watched. I really enjoyed that game. Like I told you, if you look at me on camera, I probably have the biggest smile on my face the entire game. So
you always smiling, Rob. You still smiling now, man.
Yeah. So now, Hash, what's going on with what's going on with the Savages, Hash?
Listen, look, I always said it, man. I'll love the Savages guys, man. We're a tight knit group. We're mainly softball players. Players in softball, come and find us. Football. Listen, our athleticism is depreciating. Me, myself included. Man, we just need to go out there and just have fun, man. I think that's when we end up doing best. We have the guys. We have the guys to do it. Yeah, some of us are banged up because we play other sports and other days, and I ain't really concerned. But right now, like looking at the record, it's like, god damn. I can't remember what it is. Like normally we're like the semifinal or exiter. We're the master at that, you know. For SAFL. So it is what it is. But you know, league gotta let us, add some people, man. We get so much. We're softball people, shit.
See,
let us add some football guys, man. Let's add some football guys. We'll be all right.
Unfortunately, that time of the season has passed already.
Yeah, no, you know.
So I got a question for you, Hash.
What's up?
Listen, I'm looking at these numbers.
What numbers you talking about, man? The 1 and 6 you talking about?
17 points. You guys are averaging 17 points a game.
Yeah.
It's not going to cut it.
Yeah, so I think that's the problem, right? So we're not even going to go talk about defense, but I think offense.
Nah, yeah, I'll be very transparent. We score our points in either half. Like a lot of our games aren't recorded, but we score a lot of our points in either half. And I don't know.
So you're saying you guys can't put together.
We can't play a complete game, man. I think that's been the story of us, and we just can't complete a game, you know. Yeah, hell yeah, shit gets frustrating or whatever.
So basically you need to go back to your team and say, yo, listen, we need.
We are the team.
We need 2 more touchdowns. That's it. If you score 2 more touchdowns a game,
if I were to go back to our team, it'll be the same message every single week. Get your shit together. That's literally what it is. Myself included, man. I don't fall short of that. That's exactly what it is. Get your shit together. If we get our shit together,
1 or 2 more drives.
There's no.
Currently are.
If we get our shit together, there's no.
You just got one drive at a time.
If we get our shit together, there's no team that can hang with us. That's. I feel confident in that sense.
Well, you got 2 more games.
The record tells a better story, you know. So
you got 2 games, and everybody makes the playoffs.
Yeah.
Right? Am I correct, Adam? Does everybody?
Nah, I think we got 3 games. We got a doubleheader this week, and then we got Anwar back, which is a huge add. I think.
It's a major add.
Yeah, huge add. It's tough for Rob. It's like Rob. I've known him through like softball for the course of the years. Like tremendous athlete. But it's like kind of tough for him to like fill in the void of new players that he's playing with. He's never thrown to these guys. We're mainly softball guys or whatever. We got to throw it to them, figure out the chemistry. It's kind of tough. He was put in a tough position. You got like myself that's like frustrated from like Savage's history. It don't help the cause, right? You got Anwar, he got the experience, he got the veteran like mentality or whatnot, and yeah, I think we're in a good position, man. I don't think any team really wants to play us. Yeah, could we get better IQ wise? 100%. I think every team was gonna say that, but
so besides picking yourself, man, who do y'all got meeting y'all teams in the finals?
In the finals, we got to get out the semifinals first. But who do I got in the finals?
Yeah. Who's your favorites? Watching you've
man,
have to see in every team.
I'll tell you this:
who
that Gladiator game, that shit was gangster, man. That was a gangster ass game. Gangster ass game.
So that sounds like Gladiators.
Yeah, that was a gangster ass game, man. And I'll tell you this: I hate anytime I'm playing against somebody, I hate every single one of them. I hate all of y'all. Right now, we talking, we cool. Playing against y'all, man, I hate every single one of y'all. But Gladiators, they can take the criticism.
We got a spot for you on our roster, man. I know you got your boys you play with.
Nah, I ain't jumping shit, man. I'm a loyal guy. But
I know, man. But I'm saying that's the same mentality that we have.
Yeah.
Now, from a mentality standpoint, we 100%. Yeah, I get it, man. You definitely got to play with the people.
I don't care what the record is. I don't care. But Gladiators, man. Like, I'll tell you this about the Gladiators, right? When you come into a league, you're brand new into the league. I don't care if you played in another league or whatnot, right? There's certain rules. There's a certain dynamic of the league you got to get adjusted to, right? And I think they adapted better than any other team in the history of SAFL than they have in year one.
Seamless.
I think AK has an argument for that.
Yeah, I'll say AK as well. As well. Oh yeah.
Well, what I said in the chat today was they reminded me of when AK came into the league.
Yeah.
So you guys don't know this, but when
AK is my favorite team in this league.
Yeah, when AK came into the league, it was their first year. I think they ran the table and won the chip.
Yeah.
They beat my team in the
chip.
Did they? Thanks, Adam.
AK won the first year? Yes, they did.
Yeah, they went undefeated and then they won the chip.
Yeah, we played were we Warriors or Bandits at the time? I can't recall.
We were the Bandits.
I don't know, man. Rob, you be jumping ship, from team to team.
I'm a hired gun. I was a hired gun after a while. So the Bandits beat the Browns, and then we went and lost against AK. I remember vividly because I had to step in as quarterback.
No way, man. You can't throw a ball to save your life.
I tried to bring us back in that game. I had to play quarterback. I was our backup quarterback.
No, man. That's not homework. This is due tomorrow.
Hell yeah, you failed 100%. I remember that.
Actually, no, it's not due to.
He didn't do his homework, guys.
So, Adam, Thunder, are you guys going to defend this year? I need to hear something from you.
I mean, I don't want to say we're going to defend because we also have to go through all these teams. There's talent up and down the league. I said it before. It's not like we're down on ourselves. We're still very confident in our talent and who we have and what we can do. I mean, we've proven it. So, look, this is an organization that has seen so much adversity. While it sucks in the moment, a 27-point comeback is not the worst thing that's happened to the Thunder, and that's fact. So we're right there.
Nah, Thunder have definitely gotten way better
points.
as well, man. Thunder has gotten.
It's still not the worst thing. You could score 50 on us. It's still, and I'm not saying that to be arrogant. I'm being truthful. That's still not the worst thing that has happened to this team. So, yeah, man, we're confident in ourselves. I think we got what it takes to be good, but we got to go through it. You know, this division definitely took a step in the right direction this season.
That can very well be the finals matchup where we seen.
What, Gladiators and Thunder?
And I wouldn't be upset to watch that as the finals matchup. But you know, there's also the sleepers who looked really good this week. This is the best the sleepers have looked, and they were missing Anthony Lewis.
Oh, sleepers have Anthony?
They have Anthony Lewis, yeah. And they were missing him this week, and they looked amazing. So adding him back to the fold.
You saw that sleepers game?
Every time I was reffing there, it was at the same time as the Gladiators game. Every time I looked back, I forgot his name, was running some.
Yeah, that sleepers game was interesting. But nah, they're a good team, man. Honestly, out of all the teams that we've lost to,
which is a lot of teams this season.
Yo, dude, there's like 7 of them, I think. We haven't played Gladiators yet, and we haven't played Silent Hill. Out of all the teams that we lost to, I'd say the best team that we lost to was, man, Suicide Squad.
Yeah,
by far.
You know,
Suicide Squad is also one of the
man. Right? Yo, Hasib. Yo, Jay's a good quarterback, man, but Hasib and Miguel. Man.
That's why this division is what it is.
And they were playing short-handed. Lord, god damn, you would have thought we had one eye on each body. It was bad.
Go ahead, it was mine.
Lord.
So, to date, they're averaging approximately 30 points a game.
Who's that?
And
Suicide Squad?
On top of that, so they have the highest scoring. So when you go out and play them, you better make sure you're putting up points because these guys are going to drop 30 plus on you. Now, on the flip side of things, they're like almost giving up the least amount of points. So they're giving up, based on the averages at least, like 14 points a game. So they're scoring 4 or 5 touchdowns and then giving up 2.
Yo, Usman, what you trying to say, man?
I'm just saying that you gotta go.
Nah, say exactly what you're trying to say, bro.
No, I'm saying that when you go and play a team like Suicide Squad, you better score 5 touchdowns if you want to win a game.
Nah, I don't think Suicide Squad's defense is as good as they say that they are. I don't think it is.
Listen, once you start putting up points, the defense's job becomes a lot easier because the quarterback's now trying to throw long, right? They make mistakes. They're off their game. So the offense going out and scoring changes everything for the defense, right? So that's at least the way I see it. So listen, we got you guys next. So we're gonna talk about that soon.
You guys. I don't even know our schedule. Play you guys this week?
I think whenever our next game is, it's gonna be against Savages, I think. Because we haven't played you guys yet. I might be, you know what?
Is it this week, Adam?
I think the schedule might have been getting worked out.
Oh damn. We in a for a rude awakening, Lord. Yeah, I'll tell you this, because four of our players, we play softball. We got playoffs in softball in the morning. So it's like best 2 out of 3.
Ash, save the excuses for another day, bro.
It ain't no excuse, man. I've been saying, yo, Savages are 1-6 for a reason, man. What you talking about? Ain't no excuse. It ain't about we been playing softball. Shit, we ass, man. Like we softball people. Like we trying to fit in. Ain't no excuse, man.
I'm just busting shots, man.
But damn, Lord, man, it's gonna be a tough week, Lord. It's the wrong time to come on this podcast. Say that.
We'll see how you feeling again after the game.
Yeah, I'm gonna still hate him regardless during the game, 100%. That don't change. Shit, I played pickup with Usman before. Yeah, that shit don't change, man. That's the thing. We cool.
Listen,
we straight.
I'm gonna address some rumors.
What room is
about
that?
The Savages. So you ready?
We're not coming back in SCSL either, bro.
No. What I'm about to get at is, it's the word on the street. The word on the street is Savages be holding people, man. When they play defense, they be holding.
Man, get out of here, bro.
This man just trying to start shit.
Get out of here.
I seen that in the. Somebody said that in the chat. It was mine. Somebody said that in the chat. Hash.
Yeah, I said the word on the street, bro.
Rob, I'm gonna ask you this question. Right?
Mm-hmm.
Because you played in multiple leagues.
Yes.
You complaining about a hold?
Am I complaining about a hold? No.
I'm just saying, you as a player, as a receiver, you gonna complain about a hold?
No.
You'll be more tight if you didn't get open, right?
Yeah.
All right. So those players need to go ahead and check themselves back.
I'm gonna swipe a hand or something.
Looking for the ref.
You can't really hold. I don't allow players to hold me.
Yo, it happens. I'll tell you this. It happens. It happens. I've been held. That ain't the reason why I haven't been open in my prime. Even to this day, I'll say that. You want to hold me? Cool. It's part of the game. Ref got their eyes too.
That sounds like he's telling y'all to man up, man. Man up and play through it.
Yeah. You gonna complain about a hold? Cool. It's on the refs. It's the ref's job to do that. That's why we paid him, right? Get open. It's that simple. You that good? You should be getting open without a hold.
That's it.
Period. You get held, that's a compliment to you. Backhanded compliment. Simple.
All right.
Man.
Listen, I just had to ask a question, man.
Go ahead. Finish up.
That's all good. You can ask.
No, that was my question. That was it.
Oh, okay. So we going on about an hour and 22 minutes. So let's take some final thoughts. We'll start with Hash.
What's up?
Your final thoughts. We're gonna wrap it up. What are your final thoughts for the season? Let us know what you like, what you don't like, what's been great, what hasn't been great.
Nah, the league has been good, man. The league has been good. I'm glad to see it grow. Truth be told, with the 3 divisions, I'll say this: the refs have absolutely gotten way better. It's been night and fold. I think even when refs mess up calls nowadays, because it happens, it's more of a conversation, man. It's not just get off and no player wants to do that. Both teams are playing hard. You know what I'm saying? They're gonna argue to the ref could take it or whatever. They're gonna have a conversation back with you. Player respects the ref's decision, and that's it. It's all said and done. It's been way better. The league is definitely growing, man. It's good to see younger teams come in. Fresher blood, Gladiators, Scotty Tots, Wildcats. Thieves Avenue, D1, all the divisions have gotten it right. The ratings, it's kind of tough in football, man. It really is. It's a necessity, I think, because we have so many divisions. But it's been tough. It's been tough to enforce it in a 2-season span. You could, and I'll say that because there's a lot of subjectivity to, if you have X quarterback, then this receiver gets better, right? If you look at an NFL team, right? If you want to do a comparison, right? Because that's really realistically what it comes down to, right? If you want to do a comparison, it's Brady had Randy Moss, Julio Jones, and Gronk, then they'll be phenomenal. But Brady had Randy Moss, Wes Welker, and Wes Welker was a bum after Brady, right? So there's a lot of subjectivity that I think needs to come into play. That certain teams get away with, certain teams don't. But what are you supposed to do? You're gonna bark up the tree about that? I think you guys said it kind of earlier, where 1 point give or take for certain player. It's kind of tough with the ratings. So I know at some point it'll come to a balance. But overall, man, the league has been great. It has been great.
That's
That's
mostly
I think if
positivity.
there's anything that can make the league better, I would say two things. I say the rules got to be definite. It has to be definite. Because football, I feel like so many different scenarios that could happen where the rules haven't been just made up yet. And it kind of gets made up on the spot sometimes. Right? Like there isn't some consistency in that. Maybe smaller things that could be so pivotal. That's one. And then the second thing is, I think this league should be on a turf field, man. Gotta be. And I think this year, the cancellation of the games kind of highlighted that. But outside of that, man, the league has been phenomenal, man. No complaints. And I'm saying this from a losing team.
All right, Germ, final words.
What's it called? Going on the hashtag. You guys have been doing great. The games are fun. They're competitive. There's honestly, speaking from a D3 team, D2, I even watch some of the D1 games. There's times where you're just like, who is really going to win this game? Because they're just really competitive. Everyone's really trying their best. Like, it's not just, all right, this team's lollygagging. This team don't care. Like, I love, being in a competitive environment is so, what's the right word? It's so motivating for yourself and your team, And, on this team to beat. That's it.
Usman.
Yeah, man. Kind of just echoing what Hash said. Really, a few things I want to point out. I know there's a lot of work you guys do behind the scenes. You kind of get to Saturday. For us players, like we show up to play on Saturday, but I know there's a ton of Adam, from a recruiting standpoint, from a rating standpoint, and all that. There's a lot that goes into maintaining the lead and then kind of growing it. So although I haven't been playing in Safl for the last couple of years, I've definitely been watching it and observing it from the outside. And, I think it's the league is not only is it run well, it has a few very key things that separate it from other leagues. And that's the player engagement. Like I've participated in at least 2 other leagues where I don't know the players really. But here I know the players because of the engagement. League pass videos really help a lot, like keeping the teams engaged, keeping the conversations alive during the week, right? On social media. So there's like a lot of cross engagement that happens from that. And in addition to that, like you guys doing the podcast, we look forward to it whenever we do it. I know we're definitely over time today, but these are the things that kind of engage everyone and kind of bring everyone in one place. Obviously it's football. So when we get on the field, there's a little bit of back and forth with a lot of players for the game, but I don't see those smack talks being carried over to the sidelines and then onwards, right? Like Adam and I had a brief little thing, but it's on the field, it's a game, and we move on. Like we're, you know what I mean? Like no, I mean that from it's a very healthy environment, I think overall. But at the end of the day, there's going to be some smack talk because it's football, and we get it. But everyone is engaged. Kudos to you guys. Kudos to the refereeing team. To you, Rob, Adam, Fabio, everyone else that's involved behind the scenes. Shout out to them, and obviously shout out to all the players that keep it entertaining, man. Sleepers, y'all really keep things entertaining. So shout out to you guys too.
All right.
And I don't know when I'm going to come back to this podcast. I do want to shout out my team, and I think the one thing that differentiates my team from all the other teams here is these guys live and breathe football, right? So all week long, these guys are engaged. They're going to the gym. They're working out. They're focused. So shout out to the whole team for staying focused all week long and not just on Saturdays.
So he just gave the blueprint to the rest of y'all, man. Get in the gym, work all week.
Work out.
I'm gonna go, and then I'll let you finish it. Being the commissioner, one of the guys behind the scenes that do a lot of the work that everybody doesn't see. This is the best season of the SAFL I've seen, barring the cancellations of games. I think if we didn't have those, this was the perfect season. We have 13 people have been watching us for an hour and 30 minutes, which, there's other things people could be doing, you know what I mean? But they decided to come in here and tune in because they want to hear about SAFL. They want to hear about all that stuff. Some of the guys, like I said, we talked about the suspensions and stuff like that. I'm gonna piggyback off of what Usman said. To be honest, man, on the field, keep it football. When you leave the field, we all cool, bro. I talk to a lot of these guys outside of football. I know I'm not playing now, but I talk to a lot of guys outside of football. Like, guys hit me up. It's all cool, man. It's a big family is what it's turned into. Like, conversations aren't just about football when I speak to certain people now, you know what I mean? So, yeah, that's about it. The refs, we try our best and we'll only improve. You know what I mean? To be honest, we have meetings just like, we have meetings. Like, I don't know if it happened before. I wasn't a ref, but we actually sit down after the week and go over certain things. So when you hear me and Adam come on here and we talk about stuff, we've had a ref meeting about it to improve and fix the rules and fix ways that errors don't happen and things like that. Like alluding to early in the season, there was I think I missed maybe offsides or something. And if you guys actually pay attention, like I don't really mess around anymore. You know what I mean? Like, it's just we're looking to improve, to give the best experience and be as good as we can be as referees. You know what I mean? So that's only going to get better. Like, to be honest with you guys, reffing with the ref team. The ref team's impeccable, man. I see some of the calls made on tape in the games that I'm not in, and I'm like, oh my gosh! Like, you got to understand what we get to. It's 2 refs. There's 12 of you guys on the field, and for the most part, we almost get everything right. You're like, there's 12 guys. We're watching 12 guys do everything. We're gonna make mistakes, but we're gonna always do our best. Best season so far, man. Adam, I'm gonna let you wrap it up.
No, thanks guys for your kind words. The players make the league. There's so many people helping in the background. We're gonna find ways to highlight that for everyone, but you guys make it fun. Thank you for coming out every week, being engaged. You guys make it fun for us and me, and yeah, I'm just happy that everyone's having a good time. I hope we can continue to grow and see this thing flourish. But it's been great.
All right. Usman, Germ, Hash, thank you guys for coming on. All you guys tuned in at home watching. Earl, Ryan, I see all you guys in there talking y'all trash. Keep it up, man. You guys are fun to watch. The healthy trash talking is fun. And it's good for healthy trash talking. Let me make sure I emphasize the word healthy. Because it's good for the league, man. And I guess that's it, man. Peace out, guys.
Thank you for having me on. Thanks for the invite.
Appreciate you guys,
absolutely.
Man.
Come back anytime, guys.
Adam, whenever Adam gets the schedule ready, which you guys got to understand, it's a tough job. This season, he was able to give us a full schedule from the start of the season. Then the rain throws a monkey wrench in it, and he works the schedule to try to make up games for you guys while fitting it in with you guys on 3 teams, guys playing in other leagues. And he has to account for all of that when he's making schedules. It's not an easy job. And he spends a lot of time doing it. And, the league should appreciate what he does. Shout out to Tarek. Shout out to Fabio, Pop, E, all the refs, Ralph. You know what I mean? I guess we'll see you guys this weekend. All right.
Thanks, guys.
Appreciate you guys.
Appreciate it.
Take care.
Hold on. I got to find my way to the